Hi, it's Andrea from Ruby Ceramics. I got a kiln opening. Let's take a look. Now, if I'm a little bit grumpy during this, it has nothing to do with what's in here, probably. It has more to do with my dumb dog decided to wake me up at 3 a.m. and make life difficult for 3 hours. There was no thunderstorms. She's not going senile. There was nothing to bother her. It was just one of those days where the dog just does dog stuff. So I am a bit tired, which always makes me a bit grumpy. So apologies if that comes across. I am trying to offer some enthusiasm. But looking in here will help because the top row already looks pretty good. So first things first, shall we start with the nicest on the top row? No, let's save that. Let's save that and make you wait. So this is quite cute. It's another little leaf dish. I cut it in a different pattern. The last one I did round edges, and this one I've done sort of more of a smooth leaf one. That has one really thin layer of dark green from Amico on it, so like it didn't even fill in everywhere, but it like sort of covered in some of the gaps in here, but in the deeper parts of the texture it wouldn't have gone in. And then 2 layers of wasabi. I really like how those two work well together. On the back it's just dark green here and wasabi in the middle. So just a little dish, maybe used for a spoon rest or something like that. Oh, I have a bird feeder, and I made a scoop for it to get the food out before. Believe it or not, that dog just barked to be let out because she knows I'm out here in the garage and I'm not letting her out. Anyways, and I broke the handle. I think I just pressed on it or something. So I made a new one. I was just fooling around with colors. So this is what it looks like. It's a little hot. So that was just some red coral underglaze. Oh, that's just, is that? That was just the cookie it was on. That's fine. Red coral underglaze there and there. I think I had some mixed up and I was just trying to use it up. And then that dog. Blue Celadon. Not blue Celadon. Celadon Bloom. Celadon Bloom. You can see the spots there. I didn't have too many on the outside because I didn't want it to drip off. Yeah, that's okay. It's got a short little handle. But I think that's okay. That's all I want. I just want it for scooping up bird food. Excuse me, I must deal with that dog. Okay, dealt with the dog. We'll open the door so she can come in and out if she pleases. Then I have this little pinch bowl. You'll see it in another video. It actually had a handle, but due to reasons that had to come off. So outside I just did one layer of everything because I didn't care. I just wanted a little bit of coverage on it. And that was Cirrus Flow, Pink Opal, Celadon Bloom again. The inside was an experiment to see how these colors work together. They weren't particularly well done. You can see not a great coverage, so I'll probably redo those. I'm not even going to go through them here about what colors they are. I have it on another piece, so I'll go through them in a minute where I think I did a little bit better job on it. So it was, like I said, just to see how the colors work together. Right, but here's the best piece on the top shelf. I got a new underglaze transfer and I tried it. Oh no! Oh, it tilted down and hit the shelf. Oh, that's aggravating. I knew it wasn't quite even, but I didn't think it was going to be a problem. Oh well, yet another. Oh, that should file off. I might have to reglaze it, but we'll see. It might just end up being a bowl for me, but that's okay because look how pretty it is. Look how nice that is with the underglaze transfers. It's pomegranates in case you can tell. There you go. I really like that. It's a pity about the back though. This back was coral red and bright red underglaze. Just some old stuff I had lying about. I don't know. That's aggravating. One good thing is it didn't mess up my kiln shelf too much, so I'll take the small loss. that way. Right, I'll get the kiln shelf off and we can see what's on layer 2. All right, here we go, layer 2. I haven't looked. Let's take a quick peek. Ooh, it looks pretty good, actually. Pretty good. We'll save the best for last again on the shelf. So one thing I have on here is these are a little bit hotter, so I'll just give it a chance to cool while I tell you I've become a voluntary beekeeper, working with an organization called the National Trust. It looks after a bunch of old buildings and interesting lands and properties around the UK. And at the property I'm helping at, they keep bees, and we look after the bees. We collect the honey, make sure the bees are healthy, talk to people about bees and how to improve your garden for bees and all that sort of thing. So I made some bee themed ceramics, which I thought would be fun. So pick this up. Oh, okay, they didn't stick to the cookie. That's good, because the back is underglazed, but I never quite trust it. And also on these ones, there was a little bit of, what I'd done is I put manganese wash on them, wiped it back. It was very light, so you can barely tell that I put any on. And then I put on carnelian yellow from Bots. So that's the decoration. I'm just holding it there. You can see it's got a little bit of wire in there. It was too small to stick on my wires for hanging, so I didn't paint the backs, but it'll be good for hanging itself. And then you can see it's got the hexagon pattern and the bees in there. I have to keep trying a few things to see how best to show up the bees. That looks pretty good though. I'm pretty happy with that. So most of these look the same. Some of them I put a hole in them instead of putting wire in it. That looks good. They're sweet little things. Most of these are the same, so I'll just pick them up. And when I wipe the manganese off the back of these, or off these, I realized I'd spilt some on the back, and that can stick sometimes. So I was a little bit nervous about them, but you can't even see it on the back. So I don't think it made much difference, which also makes me think it didn't make much difference under here. I'll probably have to do a thicker coat if I want to leave more texture, but it's okay. These are quite cute the way they are. So just picking them up. Another one, the same. I do have one different shaped one here, which I'll show you. Look at that one. That one's cute, isn't it? Yeah, I love how the bees really centered on it. I was pleased to have done that. That was just a texture roller to get the bee texture on it. Interesting enough, one of them did stick to the cookie, so I am glad that I put them on cookies. This is the only one. The rest were all fine and didn't stick. I think this one will come off, but I'll deal with that later. I don't like, you need both hands to do it, and if something goes wrong, I am likely to swear, and we don't need that, do we? Right, here is another tray I did. It came out really lovely, and I did another underglaze transfer on it. This one's a bit different, oval, but look at how pretty that is. I think that's a sand bow transfer. I picked that up at my local pottery shop, Blue Matchbox. Isn't it pretty? It's gorgeous. Very nice. Just gonna make some room where I can put hot things down, because they're not super hot, but hotter than I want to put on plastic, like the lid of my deep freeze, which is where the camera's sitting right now. And this is the winner on this shelf. This is sweet. Oh, it's fine. Good. This is just a little trinket dish, and I used another texture roller on it. Well, no, it wasn't a texture roller. It was a vinyl cut thing, and I pressed it in, and then with underglazes, I colored it in. Isn't it cute? I think it's so pretty. Isn't that nice? I love it. I do have a little press form to shape this, and then I have another cookie cutter to get the edge. And look at the feet I put on it. Really pleased with them. They are not very big. I don't know how well it actually holds it up. Should I check? Well, do I have something to check with? I need something flat. Hold on. Okay, it sits so low to the ground, I can't really show you, but they are all touching the ground, and it didn't sag or anything, so I'm really pleased. It's a sweet little dish. There's no point trying to show you because you won't see, but just believe me. All right, let's dig deeper. We have 2 more shelves to go. So I managed to get it off, just took a little knock. It wasn't even stuck really, it was just, sometimes ceramics stick a little bit. It's hard to explain. I think it was trying to become one with the cookie, but it did not, so we're all fine. All right, we're down to level 3. Bit of a disappointment, I don't know. I'm not pleased with it, but maybe someone else will like it. I got a new texture roller, and I'm happy with the texture roller. Don't get me wrong there. I just don't like what I did with it. So it's a forest scene, and it's got all these little well, not all these little birds there, and I tried to paint them with underglaze along with the black bits of the birch trees, and then I tried putting birch over top of it, and I tried to keep the birch thin. You can see on the side here I didn't do much, and what I did is then I scraped it back on these 2 birds, but I didn't on those 2 birds, and you can definitely see the difference that it made. I don't know, I think it's a bit of a loss. I think the color isn't very good. I think you don't see you can see the texture, but it doesn't highlight it or anything with this glaze. I thought the birch might break a little bit nicer over it. I guess it's highlighted, like on the trees. You can see it's definitely a little bit lighter on the edges there, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't think it's nearly as nice as my other one here. If I was in the shop, I'd be picking up this one. So, can't win them all, but it's okay. It's okay. It was my first time doing that. I didn't cut the edges that closely, which makes me remember that was the one to do an experiment with, because we weren't sure how it was going to turn out. I have another tray with that pattern on it, and I didn't cover it in birch because I want to see how this one came out first. So we haven't done a test tile, we've done a test piece, but at least we didn't do 2 test pieces that we didn't like. In contrast, here's another dish that came out beautifully. Again, with an underglaze transfer on it. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? So yeah, I just cut it right to the shape of this. And then I covered that in Amico's Wasabi. And then that's Amico's dark green on the outside, and then both on the edge. I always like how they look covered together. I'm not so crazy about the dark green. That was 2 layers. And then that was 2 layers of the wasabi. Oh, good. I was a little scared that the transfer was going to be the exact same shade as the wasabi celadon, and it would disappear, but it's come out beautifully. If you like green, and green's not my favorite, but I think for people who like it, that's quite nice. Good. They are a little bit hot, so that's why I'm still holding on. Okay, then I have 4 cute little dishes here. For my birthday, I got some new stamps, so I gave them a try. These ones were bird stamps, so you can see I colored it in with black underglaze and then celadon bloom over top. Fly high. I love it. I think it's really sweet. And then another one. Oh, now, who can tell me which song this is about? And those of you who know will know. Which song's that? That's right. Bet it's stuck in your head already. If you know the song, it's there. And then a couple more little dishes. This was a test with a glaze. It was with, oh, let me look it up. Which glaze was it? Did I put which one it was? I know which one it was. I think it was sea moss from Speedball. And both of these had the same design on it. I cut them slightly differently, but they were different clays. Oh, that's interesting. So this is my usual white stoneware, which everything else you've seen has been made out of. And this one is called Luna Fleck. You can see some flecks in there. In fact, I may have made this out of Reclaim, which would have been white stoneware and Luna Fleck, but I think it was just Luna Fleck. I think it was just Luna Fleck. Either way, you can see it's flecked, and you can see it's a little more buff in color than the white stoneware. So I was just showing you the back so that you can get a feel for it. And like I said, the design on the front is the same. I put on 2 coats of sea moss on each of them. I'm trying to let them cool down enough so I can hold them up without covering the pattern, but I don't think it's going to work. So we're just going to hold them up with the cloth. So sea moss is a blue greeny glaze, and that's how it came out on them. This one is Luna Fleck, and this one is the white stoneware. And I think it came out prettier on the white stoneware, but the Luna Fleck is nice too. It covers the flecks quite a bit, actually, I would say. Lots of my other glazes, you can see them fairly well. You would have thought I would have made a note whether that was Reclaim or not, but since I didn't make a note, I don't think it was. I think it's just Luna Fleck. What do you guys think? Which one do you prefer? It's funny, with the bigger border, this peacock looks smaller, but it's not. It's the exact same size because they're the exact same stamp. I definitely prefer this one. I think I stamped this one deeper too, which might be part of the reason I prefer it. But that was nice. Okay, I'm gonna turn you off for a minute. This shelf had a little bit of sand down on it too, silica sand, to help those last two trays so that they didn't stick. So I'm gonna pick it up carefully and clean it up so I don't leave sand in the kiln. And I'll be back in a few minutes. It'll also give the last layer a chance to cool down. Okay, last level. I took a little break and had some lunch because it was pretty hot and it was lunchtime. So we're back. I am in a slightly better mood, having eaten, but still tired. I have some more of these bee ornaments. So there's 6 of these, not very interesting. I don't feel the manganese came out much at all, if at all. So I'm gonna have to try putting a little bit more wash on, because it was quite dilute when I put it on. Or try maybe underglaze. But I will show you 2 more bee ornaments I made. These ones are different. Look, be happy! Oh, isn't it cute? That was underglaze. I just put it into the print and then wiped away the rest, and then I painted in the bee. Isn't it sweet? And this one, which will hang like that. Isn't it cute? Oh, I think they're so adorable, these ones. And they're fast to do because it's just a couple coats of underglaze after you've filled in the black, where the black is where you press down with the cookie cutter. So very nice. Very happy with those. Couple more, like I said. They're all right. They're cute. I like the texture roller, so I'm gonna just work on that. Okay, so I told you not to worry about that little bowl because I would tell you about the colors on the other thing. So here it is on a vase, and these colors are a little bit better. So before I show you this, it was a friend of a friend saw my drippy mugs and liked them and asked me to commission some. So I was just doing some colors here to see which ones work out best. And I did them all on here, and this was sort of the color palette that she was looking at. So I have to decide and also look at it with her to see what it is. So going through the colors, I shall tell you as soon as I find where the starting point is, which is a little bit tricky sometimes to find. Starting from the seam, where is my seam? I did too good a job of hiding my seam. There's the seam. Okay. So on the spas, these were the colors that she liked, and so I just did a test of how they work together. Here, this bit is Celadon Bloom from Mako again, and all of these are up here are Amico unless I say different. Okay, so Amico Cirrus Flow, then Blue Lagoon, then that Speedball Sea Glass, doesn't drip very much, then Arctic Blue from Amico again, Blue Midnight from Amico, then Mako Pink Opal. And then we go around again, Cirrus Flow, Blue Lagoon, Sea Glass, Arctic Blue, Blue Midnight, Pink Opal. Yeah, I think while I love that Blue Midnight, I think for all these light colors, it might be a bit much. And I like the Sea Glass color with it. It's sort of a nice color, but it also, I do believe, if I recall correctly, yeah, I think it's not as shiny, and it has a pinhole, which would very much upset me if I did that on a mug. I don't know if it's a pinhole or what exactly, but it would need to be reglazed, and that would be a pain. So I might avoid that. And it doesn't drip as much as the others, and we want a drippy look. Like, I didn't put much on for any of these, but you can see it did drip. So if you guys have any other ideas of colors that would sort of fit that palette of light blues and maybe a baby pink. It's not very baby pink, but I don't want to burn out either, so that's that. Okay, here's another piece that was done on Luna Fleck. It is a candle holder. There, let's take a look here. Let's compare. Yeah, I think this must be remixed because this is Luna Fleck, because look, that's much more buff. This is my mix. I only did one piece from it because it was a bit short, so I'm leaving it for a few more days with a bit more slip in it to see if it gets better. So good to know. This is Luna Fleck on its own. And then the glaze on it is, I shall tell you in a moment. This is why we write things down, because you're never going to remember everything. It's a Bath Potter's glaze. Bath Potter is a supplier here in the UK, and it is one of their glazes, and it is turquoise matte. And this is 3 coats. So if you like this sort of uneven look to things, like just sort of different variations in color here and there, then this is maybe the glaze for you. I am not convinced I like it. I think it's okay on something like this, but I was kind of expecting a little bit more regularity. Like, this one's filled up, this one's completely empty, right? And partly that one's not as deep as maybe this one next to it, but nonetheless, I would have thought it would have been a little bit more consistent, and there's no reason for this not to be consistent here, right? Like, it's a little bit meh for me as a glaze. On white clay, it came out a bit brighter, clearly, but it's still, I had only done 2 coats on that, so that's why I was giving this a 3rd coat. So not my favorite glaze, I don't think. I'll try it again on the white stoneware, but it's okay. However, this I love. I love the little bit of a flutter in the edge here to give it a natural feel. They're really sweet. I think it's super cute, and I'll get a nice little candle to put on that. That'll be nice. I made a phone holder. I'm not going to show you because the phone is being used to film, but I used that, do I have it down? Yes. This is the blue moss from Speedball that I was talking about. And here I put it over top of micro pearl. I just wanted to see how they were in combination. I don't like that color. That's a bit of a gloomy green there. You can see on the back here, same thing. That's the blue moss on its own, and then that's it over micro pearl. So definitely not something I'm going to use again. But it looks gorgeous on texture. Isn't that stunning? Oh, I love that. Very nice. Definitely will use the blue moss again. Does it still sit flat? Still sits flat, so that's good. And then the last piece out of this kiln is a little votive wall holder. And I love that. That's really pretty. And it's super flat, which I'm pleased about because I made one before and it was a little bit curved. So this is quite nice. And you can put a little candle in there and then it'll shine through here along with reflecting there. It's good. And then you're going to want to know which glaze I used, aren't you? I want to know which glaze I used. And I do know which glaze it is. I'm not sure I wrote it down because it was just the one thing I painted on it. What was it? Oh, look, here it filled in. I thought I'd cleared all of them out before doing it, but a couple of them did fill in. We'll see what it looks like when it's lit up. I think it might be okay, actually. So that's good to know. It did drip a little. It was lying down like this, so it would have dripped in from the top. So interesting that those filled in. Next time I do it, I'll just have to make sure either I make bigger holes or clear them out, even if I think they're clear, just stick something in. Sunrise. Sunrise from Spectrum, that's what that glaze is. Very nice breaking texture on that. It's a pink and breaks orange. Really pretty. Good. And I love my little flower shaped hole there to hang it by. So that's everything in the kiln. Let me know which your favorite piece was. Let me know if you have any suggestions of how to improve or make things better. And yeah, like the video, subscribe, do all that jazz, share with a friend. Tell me a good joke to tell me in my next kiln unload. And that's it. Thank you very much from Andrea at Ruby A Ceramics, and catch you next time.